Good afternoon, everybody, and happy Saturday. As you can see, just out with Luna. We're doing what we do every day, which is go play. She's got a lot of energy, so we've got to come and do this every day. And it is gorgeous, as you guys can see. I think that Mother Nature forgot that we are still in winter because it feels like spring. But I am not complaining. It is a beautiful day to be out and about. It's been a great weekend so far. Of course, it's Super Bowl weekend, and we are preparing for that. And so we've got a awesome hors d'oeuvre lined up. Oh, well, I guess I'm being paged to get that ball out again. All right, Luna, what do you think? Got another one out? Okay. Ready? Ready? All right. Oh, that was kind of a bad throw, Dad. Well, what are you going to do? Anyway, let me switch around, and I'll tell you guys what we are going to work with for this next recipe. Okay, and we are back. Luna's taking a little break. Thought I'd take this opportunity to let you guys know what we're going to whip up for Super Bowl Sunday. So this appetizer that I'm going to make is a bacon glazed cheeseburger slider. It is tasty, and they're fondly known to me as Blues sliders. What is that name all about? Well, one of my best buddies is named Blue, and he particularly likes this recipe. So whenever we have get-togethers, parties, things like that, I try to make those for him when I can, because I know he enjoys them. So that's what we're going to do, because he's going to be there tomorrow. I know he'll appreciate them. So what are these all about? Well, these are sliders made with Hawaiian bread, which if you're not familiar, is just they're kind of little pieces of slider bread, but they're sweet. It's like a sweet bread, which is really good. So, and then we're going to have some hamburger on there, cheese, of course, bacon, put the tops back on, and it has a glaze on it, like a sweet glaze. Normally this dish is something that you would make in the house, but because we're having such beautiful weather, I'm going to do an outside cook, and I'm going to do this on the Traeger. I think that smoke potentially could add some more flavor. I'm not sure, but what is cooking it all about if not experimenting? So we're going to give it a shot and see what we ended up with. When I bring you guys back, I will show you what we are working with. See you in a bit. Okay, and we are back. Happy game day, everybody. Hope everybody's looking forward to the big game this afternoon. I know I am. If you're not into that, I hope you have some other fun plans. Anyway, let's get right into it. We've got our awesome looking ingredients over here. I'll show you what we're working with today. So, far left over there, you can see we've got our bacon and our hamburger. We're going to be actually grilling that bacon in the Traeger, getting that cooked, and of course we're going to do our hamburger over with the Weber. We've got some onions over here, some garlic. Diced tomatoes are going to go in with that hamburger, which is going to be good. Back there you can see we've got some mustard and Worcestershire sauce. That's also going to be mixed in with the meat, but that's also going to be in this glaze. It's going to go over the top of, what do I say? Well, there it is right there. That, my friends, is Hawaiian bread. And that's going to be the base of our sliders today. That's really tasty. Very kind of a sweet bread. As you can see, cut kind of in slider form, so that's going to work well. Over there, we've got some pickles. That's going to be mixed in there with the meat, as well as some brown sugar and butter, which is going to make our glaze. And we're going to put a little bit more mustard and Worcestershire in that. Back there, you see we got some cheese, which is good. That's going to be mixed in all over. And then our spice today, which is going to go on that meat, is called a Rollins Mesquite Seasoning. If you haven't checked out Kent Rollins' channel, I highly recommend it. He does a bunch of like chuck wagon cooking. It's really interesting. So check it out if you haven't. So, like I said, that's what we're working with. When I bring you guys back, we will start grilling up that bacon and also that hamburger. And we are back. Let us get our ground beef going here, and then we'll get our bacon going on the Traeger. You can also do this in the house with bacon. I don't know if any of you guys have tried this, but it works really well. Bacon does if you do it in the oven. It gets it really crispy, and it's a lot less hassle oftentimes than having to fool with it on the skillet. So that's kind of a special little trick there. But let's get that ground beef on there. That seems nice and toasty. So we're just going to get that finely ground up for us. And that's an 80-20 blend of beef there. So that works pretty well. And that pan is piping hot. So that will definitely be going. Keep an eye on that. Maybe move it off the heat just a little bit. All right, let's let that go. Then, actually, before we let that go, let's get a little bit of this Kent Rollins seasoning. Start us off. Ooh, look at that, spicy. That should be really tasty. got that going on there. So we'll come over here to our Traeger. We got some aluminum foil, so we want to throw that down. And the nice thing with these Traegers is it's got a nice little ramp inside there that goes into a grease trap, so you don't have to worry about that bacon grease. So that helps out a lot. We got a little cooking spray here. Let's get some of that down. Don't want any sticking bacon on there. And get that down. And I've been preheating that to about 375. So I'm going to lay out the rest of this bacon, get that nice and brown cooking. Come back, watch when I bring you guys back. I'll show you how we get that pan ready. Be back in a bit. Almost forgot. We've got to get those onions in there as well. So we've got these nice diced yellow onion. So we're going to toss that in with the meat that's cooking really well. We've also got some fresh garlic that we're going to throw in there too. However, we're going to want to let this onions cook down for a bit before we do that. So that's doing that. That looks really good, nice, and that's going to cook down well. Of course, like I said, you want those onions to get nice and soft. But while I'm doing that, while that's working, let's get that garlic. We've got our trusty little garlic press here. Let's get some garlic down. I'll get that in there. And you want to add that in about maybe 2 or 3 minutes before you think those onions are done. So I'm going to finish doing that. And like I said, when I bring you guys back, I will show you how we're going to prep our Hawaiian rolls. Be back in a bit. Okay, and we are back. So you can see I've got our Hawaiian rolls in the pan. I put a little cooking spray at the bottom. Now, how you want to prepare these is this Hawaiian bread comes in a sheet, right? So the first thing you want to do is cut lengthwise down the sheet, put it in the pan, and then as you can see, there's little paths there down the rows and columns, and you want to just cut all along those so that now we can just take the tops off, right? Set them aside for the time being. And as you can imagine what we're going to do next, I'm going to show you. We are going to layer some cheddar cheese on the bottoms of these sliders. And then we are going to bake those for about 3 to 5 minutes on the Traeger once that bacon's done. So I will show you what we're going to do on this side. So you got this nice Tillamook cheddar here. Just sprinkle a little bit of that on the bottom. Of course, I'm going to do it to the other side too, but just so I can show you guys what we're doing. Look at that, about that much on either side. Let that bake. That's going to melt that cheese on there, which is going to be great. And the reason why we did those cuts is when you go to serve this, it's going to be really easy just to get one slider out as you're serving it. So just a little hint there. So I'm going to go and finish up with the other side here and get that into the Traeger here in a bit. And then I'll bring you guys back to show you how we finish our ground beef. We are back. We can see here we've got our ground beef is all brown. Onions have gotten all nice and cooked with that garlic in there. Ooh, that smells really good. What I have done though, this is not 100% a outside cook because I wanted to drain the grease off of that. So I did go inside, took care of that. Now we're ready for the next step. So, and what is that, might you ask? Well, we have got some diced tomatoes here. So we're going to put those in there like that. Woo. Let those get happy with that ground beef. We have got our mustard here. So we're going to, this is just plain yellow mustard. That's going to go in there as well. Let's get all that in there. Okay. All right. And then we also have some Worcestershire sauce. So we're going to get that down in there as well. All right. Now, let's just let this simmer down for maybe 5-10 minutes. And then once that's had a chance to come together and integrate, I will bring you guys back to show you the next steps. Be back in a bit. Back at it. So as you can see, our meat and the tomatoes and all of that sauce is simmering right away. That's exactly what we want that to do. Now what we're going to work on is that glaze, which is going to go on top of those sliders and make it just this sweet and spicy, savory dish. It's really good. So how do we do that? Well, first let's lay down some butter. So we've got a stick of butter here. Get that down into our saucepan there. Melt away. We've got some brown sugar. Get that in there. Well, I don't think we're going to need all that brown sugar. So I'd probably about 2 tablespoons, or maybe a 1/4 cup. That's probably what you're going for there. we've got some more of that Worcestershire sauce. That's going to go in there like that. And then finally, we've got a little bit more of this mustard. So let's get that again. And again, that's just a plain yellow mustard. And we just want that to kind of slow cook, not too fast. And then that mustard will melt and that sugar will integrate in with the rest of it. And that's going to make for a wonderful glaze to top our sliders. That's coming along. This will probably take maybe 5, 10 minutes, something like that. Maybe not as long. We'll keep an eye on it. Bacon's looking pretty good. You can see. Oh, we've got some good looking bacon. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but that's also coming along. So, when I bring you back, we will put this all together. Be back in a bit. So, as you can see, we've got our cheese nice and melted on the bottom of those slider rolls. So what's next? Well, let me show you. We are going to get that meat sauce that we prepared and spread that evenly all over the top. Okay. Put that in there like that. Make sure it's all very evenly spread out. Ooh, that smells tasty. That's going to be good. Guarantee it. Okay. Get that out of the way. Now, make sure we're all spread out there. Okay. Now we have got some bacon that we are going to spread. Oh my gosh, that bacon cooks so crispy on the Traeger. I hope you guys can hear that. That's just going to be so good. Spread that out evenly so every bite should have a little bit of bacon in there. Hence the bacon cheeseburger sliders. Let's get that spread out nice and evenly. Oh my gosh, lots of bacon here. Okay, now what's next? Well, next we are going to get some of these beautiful bread and butter pickles and just spread those around. Okay. So, kind of want every bite to get one of those pickles on there as well. Oh boy, now that crunch, the saltiness of the bacon and the savoriness of the beef is going to be very good. And these are fresh pickles. Okay, maybe a couple more pickles. Oh, right there. Okay, so that's good. Now, we're going to get our cheese and spread all over the top of that. Okay. Like a deconstructed cheeseburger here, kind of, as we're going through it a little bit. Okay. Finally, just want to get our slider rolls. Put them back on there. Okay. And like I said, I hope everybody's got some excellent plans this afternoon with some friends and family. Even if you're not watching the game, hopefully you're enjoying some of this beautiful weather. Hopefully it's beautiful where you are as well. Okay. Almost there, guys. Hang in there. Okay. Get those all nice tucked in there. And what we're going to end up doing with this is we're going to throw this back on the Traeger, uncovered, at 350 for about half an hour or so. And like I said, you could also do that in your oven if you wanted to go that way. It's totally fine. So there's that. Let me get some of this glaze on the top here. Okay. Just want to spread that around. Make sure every one of those burgers gets that glaze on there. Like that. And oh man, that glaze with that brown sugar and the contrast with the sour, sweet and sour because of the mustard and also the Worcestershire sauce really just does something special to this recipe. Okay. Make sure you get it all on there. This guy looks a little sad over here. Put some more on him. Okay. And that's going to go all the way through there. Ooh, that's going to be good. A little bit more, and that's that. And then finally, I forgot to mention this actually in the intro. We like to put some of these sesame seeds on the top like that just to finish that off. And doesn't that look tasty? So like I said, I'm going to throw this in the Traeger, and I will bring you guys back once that is all complete. Okay, guys, wow. You can see what we ended up with here, and man, they look so good, so gooey and cheesy, and with the meat and the bacon. These are going to be a great appetizer. Now, customarily, as you know from my channel, we do the big bite. However, this is going to be a dish to share today with my friends, and I don't really want there to be a big hole in it where I dug in early. So you're going to have to take my word for it. You saw the ingredients that went into it, and it is tasty. So I hope you enjoy this recipe. As I always say, if you're not already, please subscribe. If you like this type of content, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, like button, and get those notifications. We'll catch you guys in the next one.